Messi versus Ronaldo at the World Cup is no longer just a fantasy. For years, football fans imagined it. One final meeting, one last dance. Not in a friendly, not in a club game, not in Saudi Arabia, but at the World Cup. The one stage where their rivalry has never truly collided. And now, in 2026, the bracket is starting to open a door. But here is the twist. This match is not guaranteed. It is not even close yet. It depends on one path, one group, one result, and maybe one final piece of football destiny. Let's start with Argentina. Argentina have already done their job. They won their group. They survived the pressure. And Messi has already turned this World Cup into another chapter of his legend. He broke the World Cup scoring record. He kept scoring. He kept dragging history closer to him. But for Argentina, the most important thing is not just Messi's goals. It is their position in the bracket. Because when you win your group, you do not just qualify. You choose a road. You enter a side of the tournament. You begin a route where every future opponent depends on what happens in other groups. And that is where Portugal suddenly enters the story. Portugal are also alive. Portugal are also through. But unlike Argentina, their exact route is still not fully settled. And that matters. Because Portugal's final group match against Colombia is not just about pride. It is not just about finishing unbeaten. It is about the bracket. Portugal and Colombia are fighting for top spot in Group K. And top spot can change everything. It can change the round of 32 opponent. It can change the round of 16 path. And if the road lines up correctly, it can bring Cristiano Ronaldo onto the same collision course as Lionel Messi. This is why Portugal versus Colombia is not just another group stage match. It is a bracket match before the knockouts even begin. Because in a 48-team World Cup, the tournament does not wait until the knockout stage to become complicated. It starts earlier. You are not only playing the team in front of you, you are playing the table. You are playing the bracket. You are playing the future. And Portugal know this. Win the group, and the dream path becomes alive. Finish second, and the path can move somewhere else. One result can decide whether Messi and Ronaldo are even walking toward the same door. And that is what makes this so interesting. People always talk about Messi versus Ronaldo like it is one match. But before it becomes one match, it has to survive a chain of results. Argentina must win their first knockout game. Portugal must land on the right side of the bracket. Portugal must survive their own first knockout game. Then both teams must keep moving. Only then does the football world get the possibility everyone is waiting for. Messi, Ronaldo, World Cup knockout football. No second leg, no replay, no next season. Just one night, one winner, one ending. And maybe that is why this feels different. Because this rivalry has never really needed the World Cup. Messi and Ronaldo already gave football more than enough. Champions League nights, Ballon d'Or battles, record after record, debate after debate. For almost 20 years, fans turned football into a courtroom. Messi fans brought creativity, vision, magic. Ronaldo fans brought goals, mentality, big moments. And every season became another argument. But the World Cup has always been the missing chapter. Not because they needed it to prove greatness, but because football fans love endings. And this would feel like an ending written for cinema. Think about the symbolism. Messi, the world champion, the player who finally completed football in 2022, now carrying Argentina again in 2026, breaking records that once looked untouchable. Ronaldo, still chasing the one trophy that escaped him, still fighting against time, still trying to make one last World Cup run with Portugal. One has already touched the trophy, the other is still chasing it. That is not just a match, that is a story. But we have to be honest. This is not destiny yet. This is possibility. And possibility is sometimes more powerful than certainty. Because right now, fans are watching two different teams for one hidden reason. They are watching Argentina's route. They are watching Portugal's route. They are checking Group K. They are checking Colombia. They are checking the bracket. Not because they only care about the next match, but because they know what could be waiting 2 steps later. And this is where Portugal's pressure becomes massive. Against Colombia, Portugal are not just playing for 3 points. They are playing for control of their story. If they win the group, the door toward a Messi-Ronaldo collision becomes much easier to imagine. If they do not, the dream may not die completely, but the road changes. And in knockout football, the road is everything. One side of the bracket can feel like opportunity, the other can feel like a trap. One opponent can open a tournament, another can end it. That is why group winners matter. That is why final group games matter. And that is why Portugal versus Colombia suddenly feels bigger than a normal match. For Messi, this would be a chance to face the rival who defined his era. For Ronaldo, it would be something even bigger. A chance to meet Messi on the stage where Messi already has the crown. A chance to turn the final argument into a World Cup night. And for football fans, it would be pure emotion, because we know there are not many chances left. This is not 2012. This is not 2017. This is not two superstars at their physical peak meeting every season. This is 2026. This is the final chapter era. Every match feels borrowed. Every moment feels like it could be the last. So when people say Messi versus Ronaldo is loading, they are not saying it is confirmed. They are saying the door is open. Argentina have done their part. Portugal still need to shape their road. And if the bracket keeps moving the right way, football might get the one match it has been waiting for. Not because it is necessary, not because it settles everything, but because sometimes football gives you one final scene, just when you think the story is already complete. Messi versus Ronaldo at the World Cup. One last time. Maybe not yet, maybe never. But right now, it is loading.